Welcome to Stonk Talk, where the market meets the mic. Today, we're unpacking a fascinating and high-stakes development in the semiconductor world, one that involves billions of dollars, a looming financial crunch, and a strategic chess move by one of Japan's biggest chip makers. Let's dive into the unfolding story of Renesas Electronics and Wolfspeed. On May 20th, 2025, the Wall Street Journal published a report confirming that Renesas Electronics has hired PJT Partners as a financial advisor. This wasn't just a random hire. This move came amid significant financial instability at Wolfspeed, a company that just happens to be Renesas' largest silicon carbide supplier under a $2 billion decade-long agreement. That agreement ensures a steady supply of silicon carbide wafers, a material critical to Renesas' push into electric vehicles, industrial automation, and other high-growth sectors. With Wolfspeed facing possible restructuring, Renesas' proactive step makes a lot of sense. They're not just reacting, they're trying to control the narrative and protect their interests. So, who exactly is PJT Partners, and why does this matter? PJT is one of the go-to firms for corporate crises. They're experts in three key areas: restructuring troubled companies, handling high-stakes mergers and acquisitions, and advising on strategic fundraising and capital markets. In other words, they're not here for surface-level tweaks. They specialize in helping companies navigate complex, high-risk scenarios. In Wolfspeed's case, that could mean anything from negotiating debt refinancing to forging new partnerships to guiding a full-scale restructuring. Renesas brought in PJT to ensure it has expert eyes on every possible outcome, because when you've committed $2 billion to a supplier, you want to make absolutely sure that supplier can deliver. Now, let's talk about Renesas for a second. This isn't some minor chip firm. It's one of the biggest semiconductor companies in the world, with a market cap north of $22 billion as of May 2025. Renesas has been steadily expanding its global footprint through major acquisitions, including Intersil, IDT, Dialog Semiconductor, and more recently, Transform and Altium. These moves have positioned the company as a key player in everything from automotive microcontrollers to power semiconductors for EVs. Silicon carbide is central to that strategy, and Wolfspeed is one of the few companies that can deliver the high-quality wafers Renesas needs. That brings us back to why this situation matters so much. Wolfspeed's financial health directly impacts Renesas' supply chain. If Wolfspeed falters, it's not just a vendor going under, it's a potential disruption to Renesas' roadmap for the future. So while there's no confirmed talk of an acquisition yet, the idea of a deeper partnership, or even a full takeover, is not out of the question. Still, given the current uncertainty, a strategic partnership seems more likely in the near term than a buyout. Much will depend on whether Wolfspeed can refinance its 2026 convertible notes and avoid being forced into court-driven restructuring. What we're seeing here is a masterclass in corporate strategy under pressure. Renesas isn't waiting for the chips to fall. It's stepping in to influence the outcome. And PJT's involvement signals that this isn't just about protecting the past investment. It's about shaping the future of the silicon carbide supply chain, a future that underpins the next wave of innovation in power electronics. So what happens next? That's the multi-billion-dollar question. Will Renesas step in further? Could this lead to a landmark partnership or even an acquisition that reshapes the semiconductor landscape? Time will tell. But one thing is clear, in the chip world, supply chains aren't just logistics, they're lifelines. And when those lifelines are under threat, smart companies move fast, hire the right experts, and start playing offense. That's it for today's episode of Stonk Talk. If you're enjoying these deep dives into market-moving stories, make sure to follow, rate, and share. Until next time, stay sharp and keep your stonks strong.